Have you ever stumbled and felt your heart skip a beat thinking, "What if I hadn't caught myself?" That moment is more than just a misstep. For us folks over 60, it's a serious wake-up call about our balance, confidence, and cherished independence. I'm Eleanor, and I learned this firsthand after a scary fall in my own kitchen. Most people don't realize that everyday habits are actually silently stealing their stability. Doctors say simple changes can prevent 99% of balance issues in older women. I'll even share how one mistake sent me crashing to the floor. In this video, I'm revealing 8 hidden errors and the easy, free fixes to reclaim your strength and confidence. Stay with me to the very end. These insights could truly transform how you live and move. Your future self will thank you. Let's begin. Mistake number 1: wearing the wrong shoes. When we think about balance, most of us immediately picture exercises, maybe some gentle stretches, or even medications prescribed to keep us steady on our feet. We often focus on our core, our legs, and our inner ear. But rarely, truly, do we stop to consider the very foundation beneath us. The first thing that touches the ground with every single step we take. Our shoes. Yet, believe me when I say, from years of experience both personally and professionally, helping folks just like us navigate the golden years, for many older women, losing that crucial stability often starts right there, at the very bottom. The shoes we choose, or sometimes don't choose wisely, can silently become hidden culprits, slowly but surely undermining our safety, and frankly, our confidence. I have to admit, I was once completely, utterly guilty of this myself. For years, I had a real soft spot for those dainty ballet flats. Oh, how charming they looked. Simple, cute, and so easy to just slip right on. I told myself they were perfect, comfortable even. At least, that's what I convinced myself of, clinging to the idea that if a shoe felt easy, it must be good for me. But then came a terrifying moment. A moment I won't ever forget. One seemingly ordinary afternoon, I was out walking along the familiar sidewalk near my home, just enjoying the sunshine, maybe humming a little tune. Suddenly, my foot caught the edge of a raised piece of pavement. You know, those little cracks or uneven spots that pop up in every neighborhood, don't you? They're always waiting. In that instant, I felt my body lurch forward uncontrollably. My heart pounded wildly in my chest. I could almost taste the dirt as I nearly landed face first into a thorny rose bush. I narrowly avoided a nasty fall, thank goodness, but the scare, oh, that scare was real. That near fall wasn't just a fleeting moment of clumsiness on my part. No, it was my loud, clear wake-up call. A harsh, undeniable reminder that our bodies truly do change in ways we simply cannot, and should not, ignore. As we gracefully age, so do our feet. It's a natural progression. The strong arches that once supported us so beautifully begin to flatten out a bit. Those natural fat pads that cushioned our steps slowly wear thin, leaving our soles feeling more vulnerable, more exposed to the hard ground. And those muscles in our legs and ankles? They just don't respond with the lightning-quick reflexes they once did when we were younger. What this means is, those very shoes that seemed perfectly fine a decade ago suddenly, quietly, become dangerous traps. They put us at serious risk of falls, painful sprains, and even broken bones. It hit me hard, truly. Our shoes, dear friends, are so much more than mere coverings for our feet. They are the absolute foundation of our balance and stability. And if that foundation is weak, or worse, unsupportive, everything built on top, our legs, our core, our entire body, becomes shaky, prone to tipping over, and vulnerable. So, you might be asking, what should the right shoe look like for us? Well, let me share some insights I've gathered over the years, both personally and professionally. First and foremost, it absolutely must have a firm, non-slip sole. We're talking about real traction. No more smooth, worn-out bottoms that offer zero grip, especially on slippery kitchen floors or those uneven sidewalks after a sprinkle of rain. Think sturdy rubber or textured soles. Then, it needs to provide structure and support. We're talking about something that lovingly cradles your ankle and arch, holding them securely in place rather than flopping about like a loose slipper. Good support helps keep your foot properly aligned, giving you a steady base. Cushioning is vital too. Imagine memory foam insoles or a supportive heel cup, especially if you spend a lot of time walking on unforgiving surfaces like concrete or hard tile floors. Those surfaces can be brutal on our joints. And fit? Oh, fit is crucial. A shoe that's too loose can easily catch your foot and send you sprawling, just as easily as one that's too tight can pinch, rub, and hurt, making you unconsciously adjust your gait, throwing off your balance. You need room to wiggle your toes, but your heel shouldn't slip out with every step. Now, I know exactly what some of you might be thinking right now. But Eleanor, I don't want to wear those bulky, old-fashioned orthopedic shoes. They're ugly. They make me feel old, like I'm giving up on myself. And believe me, I've been there too. The thought of sacrificing all sense of style for mere support can feel truly discouraging. It can make you feel like you're losing a part of yourself. But here's the really uplifting part, and this is important. Today's shoe market has made incredible strides. There are now so many beautiful, truly stylish, and yes, wonderfully supportive options out there. Options that don't scream orthopedic. I actually found a stunning pair recently in a soft gray, adorned with delicate floral accents. They look absolutely wonderful on my feet. And more importantly, they make me feel safe, comfortable, and completely confident with every single step I take. And slippers? Oh, slippers. We all love them, don't we? That cozy feeling when you get home after a long day. I used to wear those soft, cozy slip-on ones all day long at home, loving their comfort. But those slick soles? Zero grip. No traction whatsoever. I honestly didn't realize how dangerous they truly were until one afternoon when I nearly slipped while carrying a heavy laundry basket from the bedroom. My hands were full, and my feet just slid right out from under me on the tile floor. That moment, that instant scare, was enough to make me rethink everything about my indoor footwear. Now, even at home, I choose shoes with proper soles. Not clunky boots, mind you. Just comfortable, lightweight shoes that offer genuine stability and a good grip. The change, my friends, is remarkable. I actually walk taller, my confidence has soared, and I haven't stumbled over that pesky rug corner in months. It's amazing, isn't it? What seemed like such a small detail, just a pair of shoes, has completely transformed how I move through my days. So, if you're over 60 like me, please hear this from my heart. Shoes are no longer just about fashion or convenience. They are your personal safety net. They are your powerful confidence boosters. And they are your very first line of defense against painful, debilitating falls. The right shoes can genuinely be the difference between enjoying a normal, happy, independent day and ending up in the emergency room. Don't underestimate their power, because when it truly comes to your balance and your well-being, every single step counts. Every step. Mistake number 2. Skipping strength training. I have to admit, this next mistake caught me completely off guard. And honestly, I think it surprises a lot of people too. For years, I truly convinced myself that strength training was something meant only for younger folks. You know, those dedicated gym enthusiasts who love pumping iron and sweating it out to loud, booming music. I imagined it as an intimidating scene, filled with flashy workout gear and heavy weights that simply weren't for me. I'm already moving enough, I'd think. Walking around the house, doing chores, tending my garden. Why add anything else to my plate? But here's the harsh, undeniable truth. Something I've seen time and again with my patients. After you hit 50, your body starts quietly, subtly, losing muscle mass every single year. It's not just a tiny bit either. It's enough that if you're not paying attention, it sneaks up on you. It's so gradual, so insidious, that one day you find yourself struggling to rise from a low chair without bracing yourself with your arms. Or perhaps you feel unsteady, just carrying a simple bag of groceries from the car to the kitchen. At first, I dismissed it as just aging, muscles fading, nothing more. But a nagging voice said otherwise. The hope? It's reversible, not destiny. No gym overhaul needed. I started tiny and gentle, grabbed light dumbbells from a local shop, stashed by the couch. During TV ads, I'd do arm curls, wall push-ups, or seated leg lifts. No weights some days, just movement. Not for abs or Instagram, for reclaiming what slipped away. Weeks in, surprises. Rising from the couch effortlessly, hauling groceries pain-free, tackling neighborhood hills without wobble fear. Best? My body woke up, responsive again. If you're still here and this resonates, drop a comment below. I'm with you. That dreaded split-second trip? Without strength, you crumple. With it, even a bit, your body fights, stabilizes, saves you. Strength's more than muscle. It's mental grit, emotional armor. You stand taller, bolder, curbs, stairs, sidewalks. No shrinking. Reclaim fear-free freedom on your terms. And the best part? It only takes 10 to 15 minutes, 3 times a week. That's it. No fancy gym memberships that cost an arm and a leg. No complicated routines that require a manual to understand. You can do it in your pajamas, right at home, while watching your favorite show. No pressure, just steady, simple progress. Every tiny improvement is a triumph, a personal win, because strength protects you not only from physical falls, but also from that insidious, creeping fear that so often comes with aging. For me, strength training became a quiet act of love for myself, a promise that I'm not giving up, that I'm still here, still fighting for my health, my independence, and my dignity. And if you've been skipping it, if you've been putting it off, I urge you, from the bottom of my heart, to start today. Just start small. You might just surprise yourself too. You really, truly might. Mistake number 3. Ignoring vision changes. At first, I never truly realized how deeply connected eyesight is to our balance. Honestly, I used to think they were completely separate, 2 distinct senses. After all, vision is just about reading a good book or recognizing friendly faces, right? But the truth, my friends, is far more complicated and far more important than that. I didn't make the critical connection until I had a frightening experience that shook me to my core, forcing me to confront it. I just thought maybe I was a little clumsy, especially in dim light. Or perhaps I blamed my house's soft, cozy lighting for making things a bit blurry. But it was much more than that. One quiet night, I got up to use the bathroom. I was trying not to disturb my husband's sleep, so I didn't turn on any bright lights. As I carefully tiptoed down the hallway, relying on what little light filtered in, I suddenly missed the edge of a small rug. Just barely. But in an instant, I fell hard, landing painfully on my knee. The pain was sharp and immediate, a searing jolt. But the shock of falling in my own home, a place where I should have felt safest, left me utterly shaken. For over a week, I limped around, reminded with every single step of that terrifying moment. It hit me. Our eyes aren't just for reading or spotting faces. They're our brain's GPS for space. They gauge distances, spot contrasts, conquer steps and shadows. But aging sneaks in subtle shifts. Depth perception fades, throwing off steps by an inch, until boom, a fall. I'd seen it in so many women over 60, me included, rocking decade-old glasses, deeming them fine. Post-fall, I caved, eye doc visit. Prescription? Way off. Plus gems like anti-glare coatings and low-light contrast lenses. Upgrades? Game changer. Clearer, sharper, safer world. But glasses alone? Nah. Home lighting matters. Dim halls and bathrooms fool eyes at night. Fix cheap plug-in nightlights in bedroom, hall, bath. Instant security in the dark. Easy win for steady nights. Listen to me. If your glasses are scratched, if they're old, or just not suited to your current vision needs, they might be putting you at risk every single day without you even realizing it. And if your home has lots of dark corners or deep shadows, your eyes are forced to work harder than they should, leading to disorientation, dizziness, or even terrifying vertigo. Please take care of yourself. Clean your lenses regularly. Don't skip that eye exam, even if you think your vision is fine. And swap out those old, weak bulbs for brighter, warmer LED lights. Your balance, your ability to move safely, truly begins with your eyesight. Make sure you're seeing clearly, my dears, so you can move safely and confidently through your life. It makes all the difference. Mistake number 4. Overlooking medication side effects. This next mistake, I have to tell you, struck me much closer to home than I ever wanted it to. It was a few years back when I was prescribed a new medication to help manage my blood pressure. I had been experiencing occasional bouts of lightheadedness, and naturally, I trusted my doctor's guidance completely. I took the pills exactly as directed, hopeful that they would help me feel steadier and stronger and put an end to those dizzy spells. But instead, something completely unexpected happened. I began to feel even more off balance, more unstable. It started subtly, almost imperceptibly. I would stand up from the couch and feel the room gently sway, just enough to make me pause, to clutch onto the armrest for a moment until the world settled. At first, I brushed it off. I told myself, maybe I'm just tired, or perhaps I haven't drunk enough water today. You know how we rationalize things, but deep down, a little voice nagged me. Something I just knew wasn't quite right. The unease grew, slowly but steadily, until one evening when I stood up too quickly and literally stumbled right into the coffee table. I was lucky not to fall and hit my head, but the shock of that moment stayed with me for days. The fear, the sudden, unsettling realization that my own body was betraying me. It was truly deeply unsettling. That night, I finally squinted at the tiny print on my medication bottle, needing a magnifying glass. There it was. May cause dizziness or loss of balance. How had I overlooked it? How hadn't I linked my new pill to my wobbles? Brutal wake-up. Here's the why. Aging rewires us. A dose fine at 50 can overload at 60. Slower kidneys, altered liver processing. Add multiple meds, OTCs, vitamins. Interactions brew sneaky side effects. Even doctors might miss. Lesson learned. You're your body's best expert. Notice dizziness or imbalance post-med change. Don't dismiss as aging. Log symptoms. List everything you take. haul it to appointments, speak up, demand explanations. I did, shared my list, doc tweaked my blood pressure pill. Poof, dizziness vanished, balance restored, fear faded. From my heart, skip the just old excuse. It might be the meds meant to help. A tweak can reclaim your days. Listen, trust, question fiercely. Your freedom's worth it. Mistake number 5. Grabbing furniture instead of using a cane. For the longest time, I stubbornly convinced myself that I absolutely, positively didn't need a cane. I clung to this belief that I was still independent, that I could get around just fine, thank you very much, without any help from a clunky walking stick. Sure, I would occasionally reach for the back of a kitchen chair or lean a little heavily on the counter when I felt a tad unsteady, but I always brushed it off as nothing serious, just little moments here and there. It's fine, I'm fine, I told myself repeatedly. But deep down, I was ignoring a subtle, yet very dangerous warning sign. What I was doing, something many older adults do without even realizing it, was called furniture walking. It's using anything nearby, like chairs, tables, walls, and countertops, to steady myself as I move through the house. It felt harmless, almost like a natural, unspoken part of getting older. A coping mechanism, really. But the truth is, it was more than that. Much more. It was my fear, cleverly disguised as independence. I was afraid to admit that I might need a cane because, to me, that would mean accepting change, accepting vulnerability. Would people look at me differently? Would I suddenly feel old and fragile, weak and incapable? These thoughts, these worries, haunted me, and I clung to my pride instead of prioritizing my safety. Then, one afternoon, everything changed. I was carrying a full basket of laundry from the bedroom to the living room. My hands were full, overflowing with clothes, so there was absolutely nothing for me to grab onto for balance. As I stepped onto the hardwood floor, I shifted just slightly, barely noticeable, but it was enough, just enough. Suddenly, I was off balance, teetering dangerously close to falling right into a sharp-edged side table. My heart raced, a frantic drum against my ribs. I froze for a moment, shaken to my core. That near fall terrified me more than I ever expected. It truly was a wake-up call, a blaring alarm bell in my mind. That same week, feeling cautious but determined, I found myself shopping for a cane. And there it was. Not a drab, medical-looking device, but a beautiful, lightweight cane adorned with a delicate floral design that made me smile unexpectedly. It wasn't just a tool, it felt like a friend, an ally, offering support without judgment. The grip was comfortable, perfectly molded to my hand, and as I held it for the very first time, I realized something profound. I wasn't ashamed to use it. In fact, I felt a wave of relief flood through me. Because now, I had something made specifically for my safety, something that didn't rely on unstable furniture or worn-out countertops. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. Since then, everything has truly changed. I walk taller, with a confidence I haven't felt in years. I move freely, no longer afraid of catching myself or falling. It's a wonderful feeling. Using the cane hasn't taken away my independence, not one bit. Quite the opposite. It has given me the freedom to live without that constant nagging fear, to venture out, to move around my home, without constantly scanning for something to grab onto. And honestly, embracing this small change has made a huge difference. Not just physically, but emotionally too. I feel empowered, stronger, and more in control of my life than ever before. So, if pride or fear has been holding you back, please reconsider. Your safety and your freedom are far more important. Mistake number 6. Avoiding balance exercises. Before that pivotal day, I didn't even know balance exercises existed. Silly, right? I strolled into a community center class expecting gentle stretches or seated yoga. Instead, wobbling on one foot like a fawn, or heel-toeing a straight line. I felt shaky, exposed, a raw wake-up call. It crushed me. I'd ignored my balance for years, assuming it was automatic, like breathing. But no. As we age, it fades. Not from weakness, but neglect. Ankles stiffen, core weakens, brains skip those micro-adjustments for steadiness. Humbling? Yes. Hopeful? Absolutely. Research proves it. Balance rebuilds at any age, 60s, 70s, beyond. Our bodies adapt, learn, and thrive. It's never too late. I decided to start small. Very small. Small. Like standing on one leg for just 15 seconds while I brushed my teeth in the morning. Or carefully walking across the hallway with my feet placed heel to toe, shifting my weight gently from left to right while holding onto the back of a sturdy chair for support. It didn't require fancy equipment. No expensive gym memberships. No exhausting, sweaty workouts that left me drained. Just a little conscious effort. A few minutes sprinkled throughout my day. And the results? They truly surprised me. Slowly but surely, I began to feel more grounded, more sure of myself. I stopped stiffening every time I stood up from a chair. I no longer hesitated when stepping off curbs or walking across uneven surfaces like gravel paths. Then, one beautiful morning, something truly joyful happened. I found myself dancing in the kitchen, a simple pleasure I hadn't allowed myself in years because of my fear of falling. That moment felt like reclaiming a precious piece of my freedom and my happiness. Because balance isn't only physical, my dears, it's deeply emotional. It's about reconnecting with your body and trusting it again. If you're unsure where to begin with balance exercises, please know that help is everywhere, truly. There are free resources online, easy-to-follow YouTube videos tailored specifically for seniors, gentle fitness classes at local community centers, and balance guides that walk you through each step. Some health insurance plans even offer online balance training programs. Please don't wait until a fall or a painful injury forces you to take this seriously. Think of balance exercises like brushing your teeth, a small, consistent daily habit that can change your life over time. Just dedicating 5 to 10 minutes a few times each week can protect your independence and confidence far more than you might ever imagine. It's one of the simplest, yet most powerful investments you can make in yourself. Because feeling steady on your feet truly means feeling steady in your life. Mistake number 7. Not drinking enough water. Over the years, as a geriatrician and a woman navigating my own later years, I've come to realize just how crucial hydration is, especially as we grow older. It's not just about quenching thirst or avoiding dry skin, though those are certainly benefits. No, it deeply affects something as vital as our balance. Yes, you read that right. Simply not drinking enough water can cause serious problems with your stability. We're talking about mild dehydration here, the subtle kind that sneaks up gradually over the day without you even noticing it. This kind of dehydration can bring on dizziness, confusion, persistent fatigue, and that unsettling lightheaded feeling when you stand up too quickly. These symptoms might seem minor at first, easy to dismiss as just aging, but they put us at a very real risk of falling, which, for older adults, as we know, can lead to devastating consequences. What frustrates me most is the hidden why behind it. As we age, our thirst signals fade, leaving us clueless about dehydration. For years, I thought my morning tea and afternoon coffee kept me hydrated, until I learned they act as diuretics, worsening the issue. My real water intake? Barely 4 cups a day. Not nearly enough for a 60-something fighting to stay steady. The fallout was brutal. Constant headaches, afternoon crashes, and dizzy spells that sent the room spinning, forcing me to clutch walls. I blamed normal aging, but my doctor nailed it. "Eleanor, how much water do you drink?" No good answer. Wake up achieved. I started tracking every glass in a fridge-side notebook. Simple. Game-changing. Goal: 6 to 8 cups of plain water daily. No counting caffeinated drinks. Results: electric energy, deeper sleep, looser joints, and rock-solid footing. My body practically high-fived me. My tip: keep water in sight. Nightstand, armchair, purse. Jazz it with lemon, cucumber, or herbs for fun. If it's not your vibe, go for caffeine-free herbal teas or low-salt broths. Hydration isn't a hassle. It's seamless self-love. For us, it's vital. Fuels every system, especially balance. One cheap habit guards our freedom from falls. Your body will thank you daily. Mistake number 8. Living in a fall-friendly home. This final mistake is so incredibly common, yet it sneaks up on us quietly, almost invisible, until suddenly, it's too late. I like to call it living in a fall-friendly home. Think about it. A place we know inside and out, where every corner feels familiar, every creak of the floorboards is expected. Yet, within these comforting walls, hide silent dangers that grow more treacherous as we age. We spend so much of our lives inside these cherished spaces, wrapped in memories and comfort, that we simply fail to see the little hazards lurking right under our noses. The throw rug we've had for 20 years, frayed and curling at the edges, is a trip hazard waiting to happen. That lamp cord stretched across a hallway where we always walk, or that tiny step from the garage to the kitchen that once felt effortless, but now feels like a mini obstacle course. Our homes cradle us, yes, but our bodies change over time, and what used to be second nature can suddenly become a serious source of risk. I remember my own moment of harsh realization vividly. It was one quiet morning. I was carrying a laundry basket, my arms overflowing with clothes, focused on the day ahead, maybe mentally planning my errands. As I walked, my foot caught the corner of that old rug in the hallway. I didn't fall completely, thankfully, but I twisted my ankle hard enough to force myself down right there on the floor. The pain was sharp, and the frustration even sharper. That injury kept me sidelined from my morning walks, my cherished routine, for almost 2 long weeks. 2 weeks. And all because of a rug I had stepped over thousands of times without a second thought, completely oblivious to its danger. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. After that scare, I looked at my home through new eyes. Not just seeing, but truly looking with safety in mind. And what I discovered surprised me deeply. My bathroom had no grab bars, only slick tile, and a bath mat that shifted precariously underfoot. The hallway was dimly lit by a single weak bulb that barely cut through the shadows, making the floor seem uneven. My kitchen, where I spent hours cooking meals for those I love, had my most used pots and pans on a low shelf that made me bend and twist awkwardly to reach, risking strain on my back. These were all things I'd lived with for decades, comfortable and familiar. But suddenly, they didn't feel comfortable anymore. They whispered quiet warnings. So, I made simple, practical changes. I removed all the loose throw rugs and replaced them with sturdy, non-slip mats, or secured them firmly with rug grippers. I installed grab bars beside the toilet and inside the shower, giving me something solid, truly solid. to hold on to when I needed it most. I swapped out those dim bulbs for warm, bright LED lights that lifted the gloom and made every corner visible. I even bought a night light with a motion sensor for the hallway. It's small, just a few dollars, but such a comfort during those late-night trips to the bathroom. I rearranged my kitchen so the pans I use most often now sit at waist level, saving my back from unnecessary bending and twisting. None of these changes broke the bank, not a single one. But they gave me something truly priceless: peace of mind. I learned there's no shame, absolutely no shame, in adapting your home as your needs evolve. This isn't about babying yourself, not at all. It's about protecting your independence and reclaiming your confidence to move through life freely, within the comfort of your own home. And a wonderful bonus? When loved ones, whether your precious grandchildren or dear friends, come to visit, they benefit from these safer surroundings too. If you're over 60, here's a little checklist I'd recommend from the heart. Take a walk through your home, as if you're a visitor seeing it for the first time. First, remove any rugs that slide or curl at the edges. Second, tape down cords or tuck them securely behind furniture so they're not a tripping hazard. Third, install grab bars, not just in the shower, but also near the toilet. Fourth, add nightlights in hallways, bathrooms, and bedrooms so you're never caught in the dark. Fifth, keep frequently used items at waist height to avoid risky bending or climbing on unstable stools. Sixth, consider a shower chair if your legs tire during bathing. It's a game changer for many. And finally, if you have stairs, make sure they have sturdy railings on both sides, if possible. These aren't drastic renovations, my dears. They're thoughtful, loving adjustments that can transform your home into a sanctuary of safety. Most falls happen right at home, but the hopeful truth is that most are preventable. Not by fearing what might happen, but by preparing with intention, with care. Take a moment to see your space through fresh eyes. Imagine you're visiting this home for the very first time. What would make you feel safer? What small change would ease your worries? Then take that step, bit by bit, day by day. You deserve a home that takes care of you as lovingly as you've cared for others throughout your life. As we close, recall my kitchen slip. It was no accident, but the mistakes we've unpacked. Those wobbles are body signals we must heed. We've exposed 8 culprits sabotaging balance and independence: bad shoes, home traps, dehydration, more. Turn them into easy wins, like extra water or quick exercises, to stay strong and free. Action beats knowledge. Your one commitment? Check slippers. Eye exam? More H2O? One leg stand? Share below. Let's inspire steadier lives. Liked it? Hit like, subscribe, and bell for our empowering community. Share with a loved one at risk. Save a fall. Spark joy.